ghetto. Of course, both of us were ghetto. Chameleon was ghetto, Bobi and I were ghetto. I know most people will not believe that Bebe has been ghetto. But I can guarantee you between Bobi Wine and Bebe Cool and Chameleon, I come from the darkest ghetto. Because I grew up with my mom in Kanyanya. You don't want to know what that place looked like. So for me to have driven myself to look like a kid from my father's home with a silver spoon in the mouth, credit to me, man. Because that's what everyone works for. No one wants to say looking like, And that's why today when I look at Bobi's family, I look at Chameleon's family, yes, that's the picture that they should push. That you can come from the ghetto and be on top. And that's where credit must be given to our country and the government of Museveni. Because the three families come from the darkest part of ghetto. And when I see these kids of Bobi Wine, recently when I saw Bobi Wine's kid, he bought a Mercedes of about $100,000. I'm like, yes, fine. That's the gospel you must preach. Because you're a product of a good country. Product of a country with a plan. So anyway, Bobi came crying, and then I told him, come join my song. He joined. We came up with lyrics to attack Chameleon. So when the song came out, Funtula tuteabule, tiabula fufu, funtula tia. Bobi Wine is kuyomba, obona bali busungu. Sikuyomba. I allowed him to even take the first verse because I wanted him to express himself. Now, the song came out and it was an advantage to Chameleon because he's a good reader. He only read and released another song the next other week called Ekolera Mali. This guy has responded positively. Joseph has been a good brain in this industry. But I think I was only smarter. Only my smartness was always underestimated. But it's okay because the underestimating is also a positive. Because then you don't have to open all your cards. It's okay. Allow people to always underlook you so that you have peace to do whatever you do without people paying a lot of attention. Then the end result is the question. But Joseph has always been smart. So when we did the phone like that, hey, excuse me, there's a way people respond to this one guy vis-a-vis how they respond to the two of us. Because then that's how we now made Firebase. That's how I created Firebase, brought in all those other guys. I'll give you the records and we have another day to talk about the Firebase. So, Firebase, award to ban who? Chameleon. Chameleon responds, Nekolera Mali. And then the other songs started, Dorothea. Because in again, that same song, I attacked him going with his wife, Dorothea. So that's when they are, Dorothea Mwagara, he's affirming. So when I attacked him for the woman, then he just did a song to affirm his relationship. And that's what people loved. Now, that was competition, but why am I talking about that time? It was because that's the time I learned that 2 against 1 is an unfair ground. Because I saw the whole of the audience in Uganda starting to favor one individual over the two. So I applied that one also against Radio and Weasel, but of course I didn't apply it so much. I applied it knowingly that somehow, of course, I will, So you can never be two people and you fight one person and you win. Somehow the person will get public sympathy. So that's the first time when I understood how dangerous public sympathy was. Though it is dangerous, but it's applicable. Only you apply it to a certain extent. So Jose Chameleon was the first birth of what they call public sympathy. Because two very rugged guys, we were so with dreadlocks up and down, we are driving so roughly, we were doing a lot of things at that time as Firebase. Of course we had funds and we had the ghetto nearly just behind us. So the guy picked what they call the real public sympathy. And then he was a good artist. So you don't want public sympathy behind a good artist. Remember, he was doing Swahili. That was the first biggest Swahili song after Swahili Nation. The Mamma Mia became, basically Mamma Mia just broke.